The Northwestern Railway ends at a large city with a big station. Here the railway meets up with the big railways of England and Scotland. Many trains come through here, taking endless people on vacations in the Lake District and to work in the factories. The station has its own shunter named Whip. He's an older engine with a big heart. Many make fun of him for his age and his glasses, but he doesn't let that get to him. One morning, Edward the Blue Engine was pulling in with his special. Whiff greeted him warmly. "Good morning, Edward. Long time no see." Yes indeed, Whiff. Whiff hadn't seen Edward since he took charge of his own station a few years ago. "What brings you all the way over here?" "I'm here to pick up a special visitor, a friend of the Fat Director's." Oh, that would be me. He said he would have a surprise for me when I visited, but I didn't expect all this. Haha, yes sir, our lovely Sir Topham Hatt loves going over the top. What is your name, sir?
My name is Wilbert, Reverend Wilbert Audrey.
A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Audrey. Oh, please, call me Wilbert. Well, Wilbert, it will take me a bit of time to get turned around and refueled. Do you mind waiting? Oh, no, not at all. Take your time. Edward then left to get ready. Wilbert turned to Whiff. Tell me, Whiff, have you worked here long? Since 1930, sir. I replaced one of the old square engines. Really? What was his name? Clive, I believe, had to be recalled to elsewhere. Soon enough, Edward returned and the special moved off. Edward whistled politely to Whiff as the train exited the canopy. Soon, Edward was flying through the countryside. Audrey looked out the window at the scenery while drawing sketches in his notebook. Soon enough, they stopped at the electric station to wait for James. When James arrived, he looked jealously at the special coach. That special should have been mine. The red suits my gleaming red paintwork the best. Oh, whatever you say, James. Audrey watched James with interest as he left the station. When the special arrived at the big station, Audrey came around to the front of Edward. He had not forgotten about James. What a haughty and rude engine. Yeah, all the big engines can be insufferable most of the time, but it means it's satisfying when things happen to them. Oh, such as what? And please tell me everything. So, Edward told Audrey stories about engines who got stuck on hills and ruined camera equipment, and got hooshed by elephants. Edward loved telling stories, and Audrey eagerly scribbled down every little detail into his notebook. After a little bit, the Fat Director showed up next to Audrey and listened to Edward's stories as well. And after the incidents with the turntable, the three big engines decided to go on strike. And that's why we have Percy here now, to help with the shunting. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate it. Hello, Topham. Hello, Wilbert. I am very happy to see you. Thank you, Topham. It has been a long time, old friend. Yes, I hope Edward here helped you with your little project. Yes, he did indeed. I have almost all the information I need. Edward was confused. Project, sir? Yes, Edward. My good friend Wilbert here is writing a children's book about our railway. He's come to get stories and ideas for the book. Oh, I see. Yes, so please take him to the shed so he can interview some of the others. When Edward and Wilbert arrived at the big sheds, Winston and Thomas were waiting. Edward quickly introduced them and told them about Wilbert's project. If you're gonna write a book, please don't bring me up in it. I don't like all the attention. Did you tell him about me and my branch line, Edward? No, I didn't get around to it. What about your branch line? How I got it, of course. It took a lot of work, and a few mistakes. Well, I got there in the end. Please tell me. I'm happy to hear any and all stories about your wonderful railway. Throughout the rest of the morning, the three engines told Wilbur all about their island and the engines who inhabited it. Finally, it was time for him to go. Thank you all for your wonderful stories. I can't wait to visit you guys again someday. You're very welcome, sir. As Edward left with the special, he thought about how a book all about him and his friends would work. When it would be published, Edward thought he would ask his driver to read it to him. But Edward was going to have to wait a while for that, for the year was 1939, and something big was about to happen very soon.